At the head of a bay encircled by high wooded hills is the resort of Marmaris. To give you a sense of how much this place has taken off in the last 50 years, the population was just 3,000 in the 1960s and now swells to more than 250,000 in the summer. For good reason too, as Marmaris has pretty much all you could want from a Mediterranean holiday. There's blissful nature at uninhabited islands, coves, and pine-decked hills, but you've also got the heady fun of a modern resort full of bars, nightclubs, and countless places to dine. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Marmaris so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, İçmeler Plajı. While Marmaris has a perfectly serviceable beach, if you're willing to travel the extra mile, your reward will be the kind of beaches that photos can't do justice. A good place to begin is İçmeler, 15 minutes around the Bay of Marmaris and walled by pine-cloaked hills. This slightly smaller resort has a fabulous 500-meter beach, tucked into a cove and with sea buffered by Sedir Island a little way offshore. İçmeler Plajı is a perennial blue flag beach for its hygiene and facilities, and is mostly soft sand, a light shade of brown. At number 9 is the Sedir Island. The contrast between modern, bustling Marmaris and this gorgeous uninhabited island on the north side of the peninsula could hardly be starker. To get to Sedir Island, you'll need to make the relatively easy trip to the village of Camli, and from there you can make the short boat crossing. The island is often named after Cleopatra, as a legend has it that Cleopatra and Mark Antony bathed here 2,000 years ago. The island can be traversed in a few minutes on foot, and in a cove on the north side is the paradisiacal Cleopatra Beach, with a big sweep of glimmering turquoise water that stays shallow for almost 100 meters. At number 8, Marmaris National Park. If the resort at Marmaris ever feels chaotic, you've always got almost 30,000 hectares of protected nature all around you. The national park surrounds Marmaris on land and encompasses the islands and the bay. The landscape is one of tall rocky hills under a mantle of pine, sweet gum, and eucalyptus. Wild boar and wild goats are common, while Eurasian lynxes have been recorded in the national park, and a variety of kestrels, falcons, eagles, and hawks have their territory here. The panoramas in the park's hills are sensational, and the terrain attracts walkers, mountain bikers, and horseback riders. More later. At number 7, Marmaris Castle and Archaeology Museum. This town was fortified as long ago as 3000 BCE, but the origins of the castle on the little peninsula between the main beach and marina are 16th century. Marmaris Castle was reworked at this time by Suleiman the Magnificent, 1494 to 1566, during his Rhodes campaign. That building took heavy damage from French warships in the First World War and came through a 10-year restoration in the 1980s. You have to go in for the exceptional Archaeology Museum, a repository for artifacts unearthed at digs all around the Marmaris and Mugla areas. At number 6 in our list, Dancing Fountain. One symptom of Marmaris' high-speed regeneration is Youth Square, a plaza at the heart of the resort that took the place of a rundown building from the 20th century. What grabs your attention here, at the lower end of Ulusal İçmeler CD, is the circular fountain. This has 2 basins, and draws the crowds at 2100 hours and 2200 hours in the high season when there's an automated light and music show. The dancing fountain looks especially pretty at night against the clock tower on the north side. At number 5, Turunç Plajı. Half an hour south of the resort by road is the village of Turunç, facing east on the Bay of Marmaris, couched in a bowl of rocky hills covered with forest. The beach withdrawn from the coastline, in a cove where the water is a darker shade of aquamarine and as calm as can be. The beach at Turunç is blue flag and has a blend of coarse sand and pebbles, covered with sun loungers and parasols for a blissful afternoon in the sun. There's also a small promenade fringing the cove, and if you're in the area you can head down to the railings first thing to watch the sun come up. At number 4, Incekum Plajı. There are scores of far-flung beaches waiting to be discovered on the Marmaris Peninsula's indented coastline. This sublime example on the north side, opposite Sedir Island, is a cove lapped by clear and shallow turquoise waters. Incekum Plajı has fine sand, strewn with large rocks and backed by pine trees that give extra shade to bathers. The beach faces back to the Gulf of Cleopatra, with Sedir Island and Marmaris coastal mountains looming dramatically behind. At number 3 in our list, Phosphorus Cave. Such is the amount of natural beauty around the Bay of Marmaris that it's a good idea to sit back and just be shown around on a cruise. This experience, also through GetYourGuide.com, is a 7-hour odyssey on a comfortable, well-equipped boat to see the best of the bay, its islands, and innumerable coves. You'll step ashore at Paradise Island, lounge on deserted beaches, and swim in the strange, phosphorescent waters of the Phosphorus Cave. Your vessel will also call in at Turunç, which we talked about above, as well as another picture-perfect bay at İçmeler a little way south. At number 2, Marmaris Beach. While you'll be rewarded if you're willing to travel to find the perfect beach, the main beach in the busy center of the resort is well maintained, convenient, and slopes gradually into crystal clear waters. There's a hectic promenade tight behind with an endless row of cafes and restaurants. Many of these, together with the waterfront hotels, manage the beach clubs all along the shore, leaving barely a patch of gravelly sand without regimented lines of sun loungers. Facing out to sea, the view of the Bay of Marmaris, its pool-like water, islands, and rocky terrain, will help you forget your cares. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Dalyan River. Further out, the Dalyan Delta, about 30 kilometers east of Marmaris proper, is a nature conservation area set up to protect the loggerhead sea turtles that nest in the sandy beach and can be spotted swimming in the water. With GetYourGuide.com, the full-day Dalyan boat tour from Marmaris with lunch is an exciting trip along Delta's tangle of channels. The marshy environment here feels like a world away from the craggy coves of Marmaris, and there will be some unforgettable moments on the trip. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Marmaris? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.